Hey gang, and welcome to the video review of the Mezadon Megazord from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. This will be the last of the Dino Thunder video reviews, as this is the last Zord from that series. Now, as you can see, we have the Mezadon Megazord and his Chariot. Now, the first thing you have to realize is this thing is freaking huge. I mean, this set is massive. It's well over a foot long. Unfortunately, I do not have a Die Voyager out, so I can show you. But here's a Dimetrodon thingy. He's puny compared to Mezodon. Now, the Mezodon Megazord is the private Megazord of the Triassic Ranger, which is actually the Red Ranger. So we will pop off the Chariot and take a look at that first. Now, the Chariot itself really doesn't hold any purpose other than to merge with the actual Mezodon figure. But it's very cool, very menacing. In the show, the Ranger actually pilots from this position right here. It's very difficult to see in the video, but it looks like kind of like 10 forward from Star Trek Voyager, kind of like those windows, like there's a pilot area up in there. Kind of wish they had put that, but put that in. But it really reminds me of a rolling castle, a giant rolling castle. Very, very cool, very big. I mean, this thing is not small at all. So we'll put him off to the side, specifically on the floor, and we'll take a look at the little Styracosaurus we got going on here. And that's what this is. This is a Styracosaurus. Very, very cool, very beefy, very beefy. Reminds me of the Bullzord from, I almost said Shinkenger, but the Oshi Origami from Shinkenger, or the Bullzord from Samurai. He does have movement, like all the other Zords. Set the button to auto, and for as much noise as he makes, he moves rather slowly. Alright, enough of that. But unlike the others, he can go backwards. Moonwalking dinosaur! He can also pull the Chariot, though a little slower than he would just walking by himself. But a cool feat nonetheless. Also in this set is a figure of the Triassic Ranger, which I thought I had here. Where'd he go? Ah, here he is. Now, this set is supposed to come with a little stand that plugs in right here, but I can't seem to find mine. And also, I haven't even bothered taking the Triassic Ranger out of his packaging the entire time I've had him. So that stand would plug into the feet, and then he could just stand on top of the Mezodon Megazord. A nice touch, and I really do appreciate that they threw in this extra figure. They didn't have to, but it is a nice touch. That stand can also plug in where this gold thing is, and you can have the Triassic Ranger standing up there. Now, if you haven't guessed already, these bits merge together to form a bigger Megazord. So let's go ahead and get into that. First thing we're going to do is come over to the Chariot and just start ripping things apart. So pull that off, pull the wheels off, pull the spikes off, pull these bits off and put them off to the side, pull this part off, put that to the side, and we're done. And we'll take the dinosaur part, rip off his tail, rip off his head, fold up his legs, leave these legs alone. Come around and take the rear haunches and fold them forward. And then take this bit right here and fold it all the way around back. And then what we do, we come under here, fold this bit out for stabilization, and fold these gold pieces out to stabilize it. And then just drop him right on top and plug him into place. The next few bits are actually pretty cool. So we'll take the wheels and we'll actually unfold really big hands. Peg that in. And do the same thing on the other side. Like that. Then take the Styracosaurus face, and that becomes the chest plate. And then the tail will become the face. And there we go. Now, according to the directions, these bits are supposed to go back on to the shoulders, though I personally have never done that if I'm displaying the figure. And then these things that were on the top or the top of the chariot, these gargoyle-like things, become his weapons. And the only thing you're left over with is this, which I haven't been able to find a place for, so I just kind of open up one of the legs and throw it in there. There we go. Yep, just open up one of the legs and just kind of toss it in and hope that it closes up without... Oh, there's the stand. I'll show you that in a little bit. So, here we have the Mezodon Megazord in Megazord mode. This thing is huge. I mean, this thing is big. It's about as big as, almost as big as a Transformers Unicron. And to give you an idea of its size, here is Go-Kaio. Now, Go-Kaio is pretty big on his own. There's Go-Kaio. Here is the Space Delta Megazord. Still bigger than the Space Delta Megazord. So here is, oh, excuse me. Got Go Buster O here. So as that's spinning around, he's small. He's bigger than Go Buster O. So there's one last one that we can try and compare him to. Okay, with the stand, he's as big as the train, as my 500th review. So here's the Mezodon Megazord compared to the the Dino Stegazord and the Thundersaurus Megazord. Whoa! I mean, just whoa! There is a huge, big difference. I mean, just huge. In the show, not so huge. Here, yeah, big difference. Now, as you may or may not know, there was a final form to this Megazord that accumulated, or was formed by merging all of the 4 weapon Megazords with this guy. And that formed the Tricera Max Megazord. Now, I'm going to show you, this is from the Power Rangers Fall 2004 toy guide that came with this figure. Now there it is. Now you've got the Dino and the duck-billed dinosaur forming the legs, the Ankylo and the Cephalop Megazord forming the arms. One little problem. The purple guy that forms the right arm never came out in America. Came out in Japan, but never in America. Now, these are the jumbo these are the 5-inch Megazords. Now notice that. I want to show you the directions for the Mezodon Megazord. They show forming the Tricera Max Megazord, how to combine with a Dinozord sold separately. The very bottom, they show the toy with only one arm. What? Bandai of America, you are dumbasses. I am sorry. That's just stupid on a level that I can't even begin to emulate. So, how do we form this thing? Well, you have to take a few shortcuts. So I've broken it down to the base of where we can start from. First thing we're going to need to do is put the wheels back on the feet. Now, what you can do, you can flip these in if you want. You really kind of should for this mode, so that you have the wheels supporting the figure. Like that. And then take the head. This is that golden little dino that was at the top of the Chariot. He forms the head like that. And then the tail from the Mezodon will go right here on the back. Like that. Okay, so now one of the wheels, one of the side wheels holds our little Dimetro friend here. And that'll be this side. So we open that up, and you can tell what dino is going to be because there's actually a molding here for the different stylings on the side. So it's like that, so we just kind of put him in straight like that, and it actually will plug in right. All right, after some fiddling, I finally got him in there. Now, as I said, unfortunately, I do not own the other figures. I really wish I did. That'd be nice. If anybody has the other dinos, I would buy them off of you for a reasonable price. But unfortunately, I just don't have them. I've looked on eBay, and I haven't seen anything for a decent price either. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the drill arm off of what's his name? What's his name? And you could do a couple of things here. You could just put the arms on, or you can...
Please hang up and try again.
You could just do what I did originally and take these arms and just use them as the arms. It works. It's not perfect, but it'll work. And it gives you kind of a different look. I really wish I had the rest of them, but I don't. So, I mean, it does look different, but it doesn't work perfectly. Like the other figures in the Dino Thunder line, you can remove the arms and replace them with any of the weapon dinosaurs or any of the other arms that do interesting things, like the drill. Now you do have to come around back, and you do have to make sure that it's set to auto, and that the bottom or the back of the dinosaur. Actually, let me pop him off, and I'll show you. There's a little button here that's M for movement, which powers these gears to move him, or R for arms, which will power, obviously, the arms. So we will flip that. And we've got a drill and a saw. So that is a cool gimmick, but it does get old a little fast. So taking the Triassic Ranger out of the box, it is a pretty nice figure, but I have to admit the plastic is a little gummy. It's very strange. The gold especially is gummy, and I think this thing has a gold plastic syndrome. If you don't know what that is, please Google it. It has what appears to be good posability, nice posability in the shoulders. Elbows are supposed to bend farther than that, but on the one arm, the actual plastic... Oh, okay, wait a minute. There's actually more posability to this guy. Okay, so head moves side to side, shoulders swivel. There's 90 degrees at the elbows, and there's actually a swivel just underneath the elbow and a swivel at the wrist. No torso, but a leg articulation in and out. So there's a swivel, two swivel joints there, a swivel above the knee, a hinge at the knee. So you can get some good poses out of this guy. Pretty nice figure, but I'm going to put him back in the packaging when I'm done because this paint feels like it's just going to rub off on my fingers. The Mezodon Megazord is everything that the final Megazord in a Power Rangers line should be. It's big, it's crazy, it fits all the gimmicks, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. Like I said, the two modes are very interesting. The only caveat I have against it is one that's kind of in control of the engineers. It's a little bit too big. It doesn't fit on any shelf that I own. It's too wide, it's too long. It just doesn't fit on any shelves that I currently own. That being said, the other issue I cannot forgive. Bandai not releasing one product in the line completely defeats the purpose of the final form of the Tricera Max Megazord. Completely useless. Shame on you, Bandai. Of course, when has Bandai of America ever gave a crap about the US? Of course, that's an argument for another time, but it's really a pain in the butt. I mean, this thing would look awesome. I want to see that form in this Megazord, but I can't. And I'm not spending $100 to import just one limb. That's crazy. Anyway, so if you have a chance to pick this set up, I would highly recommend it. It's a great set. It's a lot of fun. It's a little loud on the batteries with the batteries in, but other than that, it's just a great set to have, and it just looks cool. And that's something that the big Megazords are lacking these days. They just don't look cool. And this guy has cool in spades.